Now that Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 has officially been revealed to the world, it makes us look back on the original Age 1000 trailer and question a lot of the things that they showed there. And one of the things I want to talk about today is Goku himself, the main character. Why did they obscure him in darkness and not show the rest of his design, other than the fact that he definitely has a new outfit? Well, I'm going to tell you a secret. Maybe Goku is a time patroller, a main character just like Brett and just like us, and he'll be a recurring character throughout the whole story. And there are several hints confirming this fact for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. Hello everyone, it's me again, Steve Dojo here, back to more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3, and I wanted to talk about the new age of Time Patrollers, how all the characters are going to have new outfits, because we see Bulma has new outfits, Goku has a new outfit, the outfit designs are just different in general for this whole timeline. If Piccolo turns around in the trailer, we'd probably see a new fit on him, because he always has a slightly different outfit, but I wanted to talk mostly about how the future timeline is definitely going to change, how all the characters dress, and this has actually been a very common thing in future timelines for Dragon Ball games. Again, look at the way Xeno Goku's outfit looks, look at the way Capsule Corp Goku's outfit looks, the same with Xeno Vegeta and Capsule Corp Vegeta. All of these characters usually get very different designs in these far future timelines. And before I talk about the others like Vegeta, Beerus, Broly, Frieza, because we do see them all in the original trailer, I do want to focus on the main character of Dragon Ball, obviously, Son Goku himself. And I'm actually going to talk about Bulma's outfit a bit, because Bulma displayed alongside Goku in the first ever chapter of Dragon Ball, so she's very important obviously to Goku's involvement in the overall story as well. And since she's now basically the new manager of time and Goku obviously gets a new outfit, it makes me wonder if Goku works under her and he also helps out with time patrols as well. Leave a comment down below if you think Goku's going to take a mentor role, because when I look back at the first trailer constantly, I do think he's just stepping into the training room to just kind of teach us and mentor us. He's probably the Gojo Satoru of Dragon Ball now, like actually, and I think that's extremely hilarious. Now we know, since obviously characters like Bulma are getting entirely new outfit redesigns, that obviously recurring characters in Dragon Ball are just going to look way different than they do in the original series. Obviously Bulma always changes her outfits, but I do want to remind you guys that Bulma shouldn't even be alive in this timeline, because this is like 150 years after Xenoverse, which is already 70 years after the end of Dragon Ball Super, so Bulma is not alive unless she's been abusing the Dragon Balls like crazy. This makes me believe that just like Bulma, Goku is obviously also going to be a main character, and I know what you guys are thinking. Yes, Goku is a main character. It's Dragon Ball Seed. No. What I mean is that Goku is going to be a main part of the cast, not just a main character in Dragon Ball overall, or especially the way Xenoverse uses him, kind of exclusively for just hype and aura moments. Goku really is only there to just do something really cool at the end of the story. A good example is fight Demigod alongside you, or block a giant time-space destroying Ki Blast, or in Xenoverse 2 where he just shows up at the end of the game to save you from Final Form Mirror, and then do a Super Saiyan Blue Dragon Fist, something that Dragon Ball Super has still never done, and we didn't even get to see in Daima either. No Dragon Fist. Hopefully Xenoverse 3 brings Dragon Fist back, or maybe the anime version of the Moro arc will have Goku use a Dragon Fist, probably an Ultra Instinct, so we can actually get that in the video games, please, I'm begging. But in Xenoverse 3, I do think that Goku will be used for more than just, you know, last second hype and aura moments, or as like a good way to pull the good guys out of like danger at the last second. Because that's basically all he did in the first two games. But seeing him teased in the original trailer does make it sound like Goku kind of just shows up unexpectedly. Again, I do want to remind you guys, it's far in the future, Goku shouldn't technically be alive, but his new outfit could be a sign that he's joined the Great Saiyan Squadron or some other kind of like time-space fighting faction, so he can aid us in the future. So we can expect obviously other characters to have new different designs, like, you know, Vegeta, Beerus, Broly, etc. I'm going to assume for some of the main characters, the main good guys, they are going to get slight redesigns. Obviously Piccolo is one of the only characters that this might not apply to, because you can actually see him in the Xenoverse 3 opening. He doesn't have a new outfit. It looks like he's just wearing his regular fit. Of course, we can't see what it looks like from the front. Maybe there's a symbol somewhere on his gi, or maybe the color combination for his gi is different. I do want to remind you that Piccolo's gi actually does change quite a bit from OG Dragon Ball in Super, and even the way it looks in Super Hero, which is only a little bit after Dragon Ball Super. They changed the design of his gi again, so maybe Piccolo does have a slightly different fit, but for now I just want to focus on how the main character is obviously getting new outfits, and with these new outfits, obviously the main character of all of Dragon Ball, Son Goku, is going to get a new fit as well. Something that's actually really interesting that you could see Toei do a lot with Goku, they always try to come up with new outfits for Goku after Dragon Ball. A great example is Xeno Goku is basically what Goku would be if, you know, GT just kept going, and now he has a cool jacket and he wears like red and black, and it's like, you know, it's pretty fire. Then we also have the Capsule Corp version of Goku's outfit, which is basically just a slightly different version of his regular fit or his Whiski, but just with a Capsule Corp logo. It's alright, it's not too special, but it's like there. And now we're having the Xenoverse 3 fit, which is obviously taking place place in the same far future timeline where everything is crazy. You know, Fu is an adult, all of these other things are going on, and Goku has a new fit to go with it. So yeah, this is something that Bandai or Toei just like doing in general. They do actually want to come up with a new original outfit for Goku in this future timeline, but they always like mix it up or change it like every time they do it. So most likely alongside characters like Gamma 1 and Brett, you know, a partner, a buddy, Goku's going to be there as well because he has a whole new fit, and usually when he gets these whole new fits, it's because he's actually going to be a recurring enough part of the cast so you can see this design often. And I think that's going to be really cool. Now, obviously, Goku isn't probably going to be on every mission like Xeno Trunks or like Brett is most likely going to be because, you know, he's, again, the partner character. But I think Goku might be like our special forces or a higher upper class agent. Hell, he might even be our Gojo Satoru. They might get a bit inspired by modern media and be like, let's have Goku be like the quote-unquote strongest character and follow us around sometimes and help with like super hard missions. Maybe there's a parallel quest where you beat a guy and he gets a new form of power because of some super time space corruption, and then Goku just comes out of nowhere and just low diffs him and saves the day. That would be pretty cool. I think we can all admit having Goku as a mentor that safeguards time, space, and history. That's just a fire idea in general. I don't think they would pass it up. So seeing Goku join the Great Saiyan Squad or whichever, you know, faction he's a part of, he might still be a time patroller because there's Future Saga Chapter 4 stuff that I really want to talk about that might involve why Goku is even in Age 1000 to begin with. First thing I wanted to talk about is obviously how in Future Saga Chapter 4, we see Goku obviously surpass becoming an Ultra Super Villain, and like I've always predicted, he's going to become an Ultra Super Hero because the opposite of the purple effect is green and Goku's a good guy and yada yada yada. So when they try to take over his body, they fail, and instead he gets a massive power up from it. Now we know that when you become an Ultra Super Villain adjacent character, you get access to like time powers, and Frieza was even the most like unreasonable depiction of this. Like he can literally like make a wish to go back in time and turn himself into a god, so he can have infinite time powers. I'm not saying Goku's doing the same thing, but he'd have enough time powers to just go to the future if he wants to, like at the very least. Like after Xenoverse 2 ends and Supreme Kai of Time dies and Future Trunks gets erased from existence, Goku could be like, hey, you and me will safeguard time and history forever. And then obviously he can just go into Age 1000 whenever he wants to and just see what's going on and, you know, help us fight our threats in the new era. Because again, he should have free control of time. That's a thing that comes with being an ultra superhero. So easily Goku has an excuse as to why he could just show up in Age 1000 because he can probably freely manipulate the flow of time. And if he can't, then someone else can and is bringing him into Age 1000. Because I do want to point out in the original trailer, our character is surprised, or John 1000, which is our character, is surprised to see him at first when he steps in. I think that's a pretty like big sign that Goku isn't a thing that is commonly there in Age 1000. He shows up every now and then, or at least he's relevant enough that people recognize him right away but just don't expect him to like be around. It is actually very interesting to see that Goku is obviously going to be joining the main character side. I think this further confirms that Trunks and Supreme Kai of Time aren't coming back, because there would be no need for the roster to be this heavy if we're going to have, you know, Goku back as well and then them on top of it. The original Xenoverse games only restricted it to Supreme Kai of Time, Trunks, Elder Kai, Toki, and like you as the main cast. Goku would occasionally also show up every now and then. But in Xenoverse 3, it's going to be Bulma, Gamma 1, Brett, you, and then if you add Supreme Kai of Time and Elder Kai on top of that with Trunks, that would be a bit much. So I think it's really just going to be Bulma, Goku, Gamma 1, you know, Brett, us, and they're going to leave it at that. They're not going to try and bloat the main cast, because then it just loses focus for the overall story and makes things just kind of just way more tedious to get through. So most likely, again, Elder Kai, Supreme Kai of Time, Trunks, they're not coming back. But Goku and Bulma are going to be our new butt buddies for the final Xenoverse game, made by Bandai at least, based on the whole Toei's games situation. And I think that's a perfect place to end the video, guys. Again, if you guys have any thoughts and feelings about this in the comment section, then obviously just let me know down in the comment section. So yeah, I do hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed, then obviously again, please leave a like on this. Don't forget to subscribe, as it greatly supports the channel, and leave a comment down below as to anything you'd like to see next. Again, I do love you all. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Take care and peace. Bye bye.